It was just after 2 a.m. on a quiet September night in 1965 when Norman Muscarello, an 18-year-old recent high school graduate, found himself walking along a dark stretch of Route 150 in Exeter, New Hampshire. Hitchhiking home, he passed quiet farmland and sleeping houses, until suddenly the night was split open by light. Hovering silently above a nearby tree line were 5 blazing red lights, so intense they bathed the surrounding homes in an eerie crimson glow. They moved in perfect sequence, pulsing in and out like a mechanical heartbeat. Muscarello froze, watching in disbelief as the lights descended toward him. He dove into a ditch as the object moved overhead, silent and massive. When he finally reached safety, he ran, not home, but to the Exeter police station. There, pale and trembling, he recounted what he'd seen. Officer Reginald Scratch Toland called in fellow officer Eugene Bertrand to investigate. What they discovered that night would become one of the most well-documented and hotly debated UFO sightings in American history. Bertrand, notably, had already encountered something unusual earlier that night. A woman had flagged him down in a panic, claiming a glowing object had chased her car near the same stretch of road. At the time, Bertrand had dismissed it, but now, with Muscarello's identical story, he took it seriously. The 2 men returned to the site around 3 a.m. It was calm, until without warning, a huge object emerged from the woods, rising silently above the trees. Bertrand would later describe it as the size of a barn, with brilliant red lights flashing in sequence. It hovered roughly 100 feet away, making no sound. Horses nearby began to panic. Dogs barked, and both men stood, stunned. They drew their weapons but held fire. Instead, they watched the craft rise again and vanish over the fields toward Hampton. A third officer, David Hunt, arrived moments later and confirmed seeing the same strange lights moving away in the distance. The officers immediately filed detailed reports. Their accounts matched in time, description, and behavior. The U.S. Air Force, notified through nearby Pease Air Force Base, opened an investigation under Project Blue Book, the government's official program for studying unidentified aerial phenomena. Within days, the story hit newspapers across the country. The public was captivated. A teenager, 2 police officers, and a mysterious silent machine in the night. It seemed too strange to be fiction, but too vivid to be easily explained. The Air Force's eventual conclusion? The witnesses had likely seen aircraft from Operation Big Blast, a B-47 bomber training mission happening that night. But there was a problem. The witnesses all agreed the object made no sound, unlike any known jet. And B-47s didn't fly that low or exhibit those strange pulsing lights. Later, skeptics proposed a new theory. Perhaps what they saw were KC-97 tankers, large refueling planes with a pattern of red blinking lights, returning to Pease Air Force Base. But again, the behavior didn't fit. The craft the men described hovered in place, moved with precision, and accelerated rapidly, all without making a sound. Author John G. Fuller investigated the case and published Incident at Exeter, a best-selling book that chronicled the events and elevated the sighting to national prominence. Fuller treated the witnesses with respect and underscored their consistency, honesty, and lack of motive for deception. To this day, the Exeter incident remains officially classified as unexplained. And unlike many UFO sightings, this one had multiple credible witnesses, detailed official reports, and enough strange detail to resist simple categorization. In the years that followed, Muscarello maintained his account. So did officers Bertrand and Hunt. None of them wavered. None sought publicity. Their stories never changed. Today, Exeter embraces its strange legacy. The town hosts an annual UFO festival celebrating the 1965 sighting, complete with lectures, reenactments, and a tribute to the witnesses who stood by their story. It's become both a tourist attraction and a point of pride, a symbol of mystery that refuses to fade. The Exeter UFO incident doesn't have a clear ending. No crash site, no footage, No official explanation that fully satisfies. What it has is testimony, honest, frightened, and unwavering. A teenager and two cops confronted by something beyond their understanding. And in a world increasingly hungry for answers, it stands as a reminder, not everything in the sky can be easily explained. If you liked what you watched, please like and subscribe. We post interesting and crazy stories from throughout history every Wednesday and Saturday. Yesterday's craziness, because yesterday was crazy too.